So changed upon your waking.
No longer do I feel the probing gaze of the Watching One. Is this your doing, newest of the Arisen? I am he who brought the dragon low, and o'er its bones raised the proud kingdom of vermin. Despite the magnitude of my feat, I was dissatisfied and sought e'er greater heights, till at last I ruled the world entire. Thus did I come to know of the Watching One. The being by whose many eyes and ears no one or thing in this world goes unobserved. As to the purpose with which they watch, I know not. Yet I did divine one thing. This world has lain neath the Watching One's unwavering gaze ere the dawn of its history. I despaired at this discovery, for if all is but a stage, did that not render my hard-won glories, my throne astride the world, mere spectacles for the all-seeing eye to watch? Aye, 'twas all a farce, and I, the fool, exulting in my wooden crown. Do you understand, newest of the Arisen? This is why I sought to fell the Watching One. Alas, though I cut down all who seemed false, be they man or woman, human or beastren, young or old, I did not succeed. Indeed, my efforts led only to my own ruin. I was dubbed the Mad Sovereign, and by the hand of the new Arisen, consigned to this place forevermore. Yet, I can only assume that you have achieved what I could not. How else to explain the changes I sense in the world? Ah, what bitter gall that I cannot witness the outcome for myself. Falter not, newest of the Arisen, for your path is just. And, fading spirit though I am, I may yet summon those who can be of aid to you.
I see you have returned, Arisen One. The Mad Sovereign has called, and so we answer. If you would save the people of this world from ruin, lead them here. For this place may chance to escape the coming destruction.
Making this a place of refuge is a splendid idea. 'Tis safe, and apt to become quite cheerful once the crowd settles in. Indeed, you are correct. arrived well enough. Where to next?
No hurry to leave.
I've heard some interesting tidings about town.
Regarding the Vermundian military, yes.
'Twould seem the Queen Regent has made significant alterations to the chain of command. Oft it seems that Vernworth wears a new face each time we visit it. We never quite know what awaits us here.
'Tis a vast place. I wonder how many corners we have left to explore. The undead have risen to face us!
Something from our foe.
Quickly, Arisen! You must regain your footing!
Do not waste this chance. We must press home our advantage.
Strike fast and true, and our quarry shall fall! Understood. Keep on them, Arisen, and I'll strike them down!
Miss, it will shame us both.
Caught the Ogre's attention, Master. Try to keep it occupied. I shan't squander this opportunity. Tis a foe worthy of caution. Nor save our best.
Is easily done.
You seem to have been chilled. Are you alright?
Not bad. Nice of you to say so.
The reawakened dead wails at your curative magics.
Tis an idea, but one that can work in our favour.
Right you are.
Feast your eyes up next. Watch your footing, Master. Losing your balance on an incline this shot.
Here we go again.
Even knack for drawing the enemy arisen.
By your leave. The fire must be put out ere our comrade burns. My curative magics are at your disposal. Wait a moment. Thank you kindly. I did not mean to trouble you.
Remember, knowing your limits won't make you weak.
I should not. That was well fought. There's no one standing who might say otherwise.
Overconfidence is an enemy in and of itself. Let us instead strive to better ourselves with every battle.
Yes, Master. I shall hasten to your aid. Not even Vernworth is safe from the full destruction. Now we face a foe no less ruthless than the Dragon.
Way long enough. What we say demonstrates the strength of our unbending resolve. On my way.
here we are, in the blink of an eye. Shall we take stock of our surroundings?
I find your These are troubled times, but rest assured, our... Doors shall remain open and out. A bed soft. Much obliged. I fear I know. Well. Wisdom to offer.
Now here's a welcome sight.
Dead on my feet.
Your Majesty, how glad I am to see you safe. Where have you been this past month? The end of the world? Are things truly so dire? Though, I am aware of the dragon attack on Melf. We received word that naught but a smoking ruin remains. 'Twas a tragedy, and I would not see it repeated. However, without a clear path, we in the Guard shall be hard-pressed to forestall the impending crisis. You would have me evacuate the city? I see. Mayhap 'twould be for the best. Ever since the fall of Melf, the citizens of Vernworth have lived in fear that their homes are next to be assailed. If there is safe harbor to be found elsewhere, I believe we have naught to lose by seeking sanctuary. But I doubt I could convince the people of this city to abandon their homes, however terrified they may be. Methinks your Majesty would do better to ask this of the Regent King. After the false sovereign vanished and the world was altered, His Grace has been the one keeping order here in Vermont. If the people will heed anyone, 'tis him.
Maintaining order in Vermont must be quite a burden upon the young Regent King. Let us aid him however we may.
Very well, if I must.
What else needs doing?
Have no fear, Master. I'll fare all right without you for a little while.
'Tis not our place to hurry the Arisen.
So you've come. I'm glad to see you. Captain Brandt has already apprised me of your proposal, a full-scale evacuation of the citizenry. Truth be told, I had reached the same conclusion. So long as we cower within these walls, We must live in fear of going the way of Melv. My ministers have approved the plans, and I have petitioned the encampment survivors and the Thieves' Guild for aid. The only remaining obstacle is my mother. She has set herself stubbornly against any such flight. I have tried to make her see reason, but of late she has taken to shutting herself in her chambers. However, I fear that my position permits me to entertain her fancy no longer. I must put the needs of the common folk before her selfish whims. Now, there are a few matters I must attend to before we can evacuate, and I would fain welcome your assistance. We will require several ox carts to carry the sick and aged out of the city. Might I prevail upon you to petition the merchant at the ox cart station in the west of the city for their use? You may assure him that the royal treasury will foot any and all expenses.
My legs are stiff as boards after training.
Queen Regent Disa hardly leaves her chambers, and all her meals come back scarcely touched. Between you and me, I fear for her health. Have you come to claim my life, Arisen? Well, far be it from me to deny you. But I shall go to the grave with a smile on my lips, for I have no regrets. All I did for my darling son. So do as you will. I have no intention of begging for mercy. What are you doing? Unhand me at once! Guards! Help me! I must earn the people's faith.
You have brought Mother to me, I see. My thanks, friend. You have done me a great service.
Sven.
You may leave us. Now that we can speak without a door twixt us, I am confident that I can persuade her. This was in Mother's room. I did wonder where it had gotten off to. But why would she... Mother, I must beg your forgiveness. I believed that you desired to make me sovereign solely for your own benefit. Yet in truth, you sought to better the lot of our people.
Ah, but I would have benefited. And handsomely at that. Besides, I cannot deny that I was proud. I wished to see my own son on the throne, and no other.
Even so, I cannot help but feel that all of this could have been avoided, had I only been more attentive. If I had but better known your heart, I could have shared in your burdens. You would not have had to suffer alone, and perhaps together we could have walked a better path.
Oh, Sven.
Mother, I beg you, join the evacuation. You need not fall with this city. I would not see you take your crimes wholly on your own shoulders. That weight is as much mine to bear as 'tis yours.
My son, you truly would make a fine and goodly ruler. Your kindness will save many lives. Of that I have no doubt.
We're waiting on a report.
Dare say I could forget all my troubles.
What was I supposed to do? I've clean forgotten.
Just gratitude. It's a blessing. I've been on my feet all day. My legs
Wood
are
has
the
all
best
my
of my
days.
Would that such peace?
Would that all my days were so. Sprinkle of this pleasant. My bed calls.
As long as I get my gold, who takes the carts is no concern of mine. His Grace is welcome to them.
We have chartered the ox carts as requested. 'Tis a pleasant change for things to go so smoothly, eh, Master?
Not a bad idea.
Such quietude is a blessing. Quiet at last.
We shall await you here, Master.
But sometimes I wonder sometimes.
Ah, you've returned. How fares your procurement of those carts? You do? My thanks. That puts paid to the last of our preparations. I will inform the citizenry forthwith.
Here's hoping there'll be no trouble today. They wish they were in my boots.
Wonder if anyone would notice if I missed.
This'll be quiet means all's well.
So nice. I'd kept just about anywhere. Would that all my days. Can't make a living if I get myself in.
'Tis our duty to see this peace.
far exceeds that of other monsters.
Strike it down, no matter the cost. The Arisen people, quick, down the blade!
Stay with me, Arisen. Wait right there.
Ice is the answer to defeating this fiend.
We have no means of exploiting our enemy's weakness.
I will finish this here and now.
Leave an opening. Focus your attacks. The moment of victory is at hand. Let us finish this.
The elves of Yaba have long treasured these woods. 'Twould sadden them to see it defiled by this creature. burden arisen.
Take that!
Now the flame before it is too late. Risen, we find ourselves at a disadvantage.
We're sure to fare poorly if we persist without a plan. I shall see to it this does not happen again.
All together now. The attack has won.
The moment of victory is at hand. Let us finish this.
Of course. Victory is hand. In no quarter. Prepare yourself.
not miss this chance to strike it.
This reprieve may be a temporary one, but I am glad for it all the same.
The sky glows red with fury.
It would seem there is far more at
What
stake
have you
here.
done to earn
The very world.
Tiel aldeka. Osto fana orne. Elelote osto silfa malantha alecano mine in fair ave. Whom? Angudo telpe.
My friend, how glad I am to see you yet live. When word reached me of your uncanny disappearance, I admit I feared the worst. What has become of this world? Our people fear for the future. We cannot be sure we will be safe here, yet this place is all we know, all we have. You think we need to evacuate? I see. And you know of a place where we might find refuge? I should gladly follow you, but I fear my father will not be so easily persuaded. Nonetheless, we can but try. Come.
As arborist, Sir Taliesin is the leader of the Elven people. Let us follow our guide, that we might speak with him.
True enough.
Ilmen Arenfanne.
Nelis Kaliel.
Nun
More must be urged to evacuate.
Findelnar, ne veo norwende lis kemen, moriven lis irumar meltol netara.
Kasinke telpe nun findaler, nun mor arta her. Fionar elwe arfarne nenwen sur orne, I avstir lalastar, nun falesmir madananon?
Mornambwe roth enfane alva silmines fana. Nevea tara morevin, lis fa aldakar kemen rose oi andil. Kemen rose elame mor orne arenca liasur? Li arranca su morevin. Lia morevin onduiroth mine falis ne kenalien martir. Palan venis in heranon eluisoronne eruor.
Nullis amanda kill angadur femor.
Kemen rose andil soron russa ne karilm ilarato. Ne chiamenran en firiav la sestir. E jame via angamar en aldaia. Moredele erando morivun telume?
Findelnar, morivin les charmenan? Nefa oio sur, airando vanitol melantar, minas vana teralia.
Alcarwa fir nun eldaya. Ane martir, tindome ingarina fa alme Alcarwa? Et aler, lea fermor eldalia eralotte. Sorne an fameltol, vanelin huror soron, kasinke telpe nun finaler. Lera nefir heranon, anne arta her firnis, nullis amanda kill angadur.
That man's head is harder than the Arbor Heart's trunk. Let's demonstrate the cutting's resilience and prove him mistaken.
I am well aware of the particulars.
Nenwen mor Iwanon, arta here courier, Morfa erando, Amanda kill.
Ilmen är en fanne. Mikä meniä?
We seem to have arrived without issue, but are we safe here?
Need to go. Learn anything?
Master, my heart knows no greater peace than when I'm by your side.
And the wind fan no
Kasinke telpi nun finaler. Lera nefir heranon, anne arta her firnis. Aidalia anandor, nun lintan. Heror anne oja fermor, anendune falumtena?
Nenamboe javstir uru findelnar, liateren ayale. Kemen ros uru neteren, neromen anartelpe minasvana. Nun kemen ros osto luin eldalia, ne kemen vea alcarua.
Luintarme kinalen meltol, parante lume anlis, ne kemen kayayinjo nun sil. Ne meltol linkan aldakar an fir nun fiamor. Morivin paran vanis il tiel?
Palan Hjarmenran, lis fa Arnefane. Artehar lis Manasvana fui numen Alekan. Elorato Allah, nun mor Artaher. Firnis an Erumar Isilrod et Peller, Lera Aetena. Nenwen mor Iwanon, Alcarwa fir nun Eldaya Menelume sur Karilm. Iavstir Lalastar, nun Falasmir Malananon, Anamorlis Turkulion Ekiales.
I thank you, friend. It would be no exaggeration to say that you have saved my people.
Your fight continues, does it not? Be well, and come back safe. Stay. Let us talk. What a pleasant breeze.
Twould seem we need not always travel by foot, if novel inventions such as this are to be found.
I dare say there'd be no harm in using this.
You've pushed your luck too far. I'll not take that from you.
Pray calm yourselves, good people. I will have none of this squabbling.
So, Manella, you don't understand. This scoundrel's the one who started it.
No, you don't understand. This is no time for the people of Batal to be quarrelling amongst themselves. We shan't weather this calamity unless we can recall our common purpose and unite our efforts towards it.
You saw the sky fall, I trust. I doubt you could have missed it. And wherever the sky falls, a dragon soon appears to lay waste to the land. Or so I had assumed, after what befell Melv. Yet aught here appears to be different. Has our ruin been forestalled, or merely postponed? I must examine that creature. It may well be the key to unraveling the origins of this cataclysm.
Something like a wall of light impedes our progress. It is most... Many paths are closed to us now, on account of the dragon's descent, no doubt. But we must find a way to reach it.
Confound this obstruction. But I suppose I ought to have expected this. Answers were ne'er so easily won. Monsters! Summoned by that beast, no doubt.
Hope you weren't expecting mercy.
Fall back, and I will heal you with my magics. Wait right there.
You looking for a fight? I must say, it doesn't
That was a skillful bit of thing. You do your vocation proud.
Principles are as dust on the wind.
There are too many of them. Better we cut down only those we must to proceed. The tide is turning.
It seems this is the only way forward. Up we go.
Very well. I shall return.
Why do you falter? Come this way. Enough, Daddy. Follow me.
Cut one monster down and two more replace it. We ought to ignore the rabble and focus on our true objective.
I am hard pressed.
A fine welcome indeed. I can only hope that the worst is now behind us. There's no hope. Principles unproven are as dust on the wind.
There are too many of them. Better we cut down only those we must, you see.
There must be a way out of this.
Beast-fell powers are twice as terrible in the flesh. Naught can be achieved without sacrifice.
You'll not live to regret this!
One monster down and 2 more replace it. We ought to ignore the rabble and focus on our true objective.
I ill like our prospects.
You are in need of healing. Allow me. Wait right there.
Alas, a theory unproven is of little practical use.
There are too many of them. Better we cut down only those we must, you see.
There must be a way out of this.
We know the real nature. There it is! The dragon at the heart of all this destruction.
Destroying yon urn will have some effect.
Bars was in truth a dragon. It was clever of you to realize its true nature, Master.
With command of the dragon, we can alter fate itself.
Ah, Sir Arisen. You are returned, I see. With the world in such disarray, I could not stand to be away from my homeland. Thus did I return, to render what aid I may. I maintain order as best I can, but for every fire I extinguish, it seems 3 more are incited behind my back. But enough of my woes. What brings you here? You wish us to evacuate? Mayhap the idea merits some thought. After all, if we sit on our haunches, 'tis likely only a matter of time before we share the fate of Mel. Alas, the people of Batal are far from united in purpose at present. Should we proceed, unheeding of their divisions, I fear that our efforts would come undone ere long. With every soul at their wits' end, conflict is like to spark at the slightest provocation. As such, before we take any measures, I would have you walk amongst the people, Sir Arisen. Behold their plight with your own eyes. And should you encounter any discord, pray do aught you can to resolve the people's quarrels and assuage their fears. Such efforts will doubtless allow the evacuation to proceed all the more smoothly. As for me, my work here is far from done. Let us part ways for now, and reconvene when you have accomplished all you can.
'Tis no mere tavern brawl we are to mediate, Master. Due caution is advised, methinks.
Indeed, you are correct.
You're just riding on your father's coattails!
You slander my honor, sir! I demand a duel.
Really now, you mustn't shirk your duty.
This is no business of yours. Be gone!
Now, Narborough, let's not be too hasty. If we are to duel, we ought to have a witness. Otherwise, who's to say the victor fought with honor?
Aye, true enough. Without a witness, either of us could simply kill the other, then disavow the use of any underhandedness. Well, sir, what say you? Will you watch over us while I take this scoundrel to task? This knave dared to slight my honor. He said my swordsmanship was hardly fit to wound a training dummy. The bloody nerve of him.
And I'd say it again. 'Twas your dear father's patronage that made you a sentinel, not your own skill.
You have my gratitude, sir. Let us delay no further. Come, Scario. Prepare yourself.
Have at you!
Trusting yourself as I
Stay
trust
back,
you!
lest you get caught in the fray.
You plan to roll me?
The so-called forbidden magic research lab appears to have been constructed rather recently.
That does seem to be the case. What's more, only a select few are granted entry.
It is all very secretive. I wonder what the citizenry make of it.
You dare violate the sanctity of our jewel? Show them what for!
I admit it. I underestimated your skill. The loss is mine.
Nay. 'Twas I who underestimated you. I'd thought to score an easy victory, but you fought fair and capably.
We owe you a debt, sir. 'Tis on your account that we've seen some sense. Were it not for your timely appearance, I'd wager this nonsense might have cost one of us their life.
Indeed. Better to hone our respective skills than take up arms against petty slights, I say.
It seems some things can only be resolved by crossing blades. But I doubt they'll quarrel again after this.
Such moments make me proud to serve the Arisen.
Oi! I saw it first. Phew. Trust a flea-ridden hide to take it all for himself.
Why must I share with a fangless one? This is no more your food than Batal is your land.
You there! You couldn't have come at a better time. Put this upstart in his place for me, won't you? Go on, lay into him. If that's what you think, why don't you mind your own business?
All right, clear off. Pretty words shan't fill our bellies.
Stop this, father! Please, you must stop my father.
Welcome, and as a discerning customer like yourself will doubtless appreciate, we... offer excellent service. At a fair price. Do come again.
My whiskers are looking a tad crooked.
You said it's bad to hurt people. You look big and strong.
A customer, then. That changes. No easy answers.
Wearing armor all day. This armor's far from comfortable.
I'm in no hurry to leave. 'Tis good to be busy.
Is this a challenge, Arisen, to see who can keep pace?
Let us endeavor to keep up, though we are less fleet of foot.
Skeletons, there! Our ice attacks are wasted on this foe!
Arisen, I knew you loved this world too much to leave it behind.
Perhaps this will seem of little consequence, but
Oh! Stop this, father! Thank you, sir. I'll be sure to share it.
You mean with me? For true? Thanks. I'm half starved.
Oi, leave my kid alone.
You're not some child snatcher, are you?
Wait, you shared your food with them. Thank you, sir. As for you, Nomos, 'twould seem we were both but looking out for our children, eh?
Aye. Mayhap we're not so different after all. And we both had children fed. We've no reason to quarrel.
the desire to protect one's kin transcends race and culture.
Welcome. As a discerning customer like yourself will doubtless appreciate, we offer excellent service at a fair price. Always a pleasure.
I've had well enough of your nitpicking.
I reckon the world would be better off without you.
Oi, you! Don't go poking your nose in our business. This is between us.
Aye, leave off or we'll make you.
Seems like a bit of... So this is what it means. Not the best you can do.
Steel yourself! I know you've got it in you!
That's it. I've had enough.
My head held high.
You're telling me? I don't think I've got another punch left in me.
Bah, I can't stomach more quarreling after this. Just drain the fight right out of me.
Too right. I've clean forgotten what we were arguing about to begin with, if I'm honest.
Nattering all days.
The citizenry speak highly of your deeds, Sir Arisen. It seems you have made rather an impact. The people of Batal are beginning to see that they must stand together if they are to survive this calamity. We shall see the fruits of your labors when the time comes to evacuate. Methinks we can expect little opposition to the announcement. Pray, return to Empress Nadinia and apprise her of your achievements. I must remain here to ensure no further squabbles arise. Heavens only know how many lives you have saved this day, Sir Arisen. I hope you will accept this humble reward for your efforts.
What say we report back to Empress Nadinia? Her Majesty ought be willing to commence the evacuation now.
Very well, if I must.
The only person I believe in
deadly than getting comfortable.
Her Majesty has begun her supplications. None may see her ere they conclude.
Stay your hand, Vera. This one may pass. Come hither. We would speak with you. One of our ministers informs us that you have been espied in the city, resolving the people's troubles. You have our gratitude, for it seems your efforts have served to remind the people of this nation of their common purpose. We would present you with this gift, as a small token of our esteem, and wish you good fortune on your journey, wheresoe'er it may take you.
Pray excuse the interruption, Your Majesty, but I fear time is upon us. I would see you prepared for the road ahead.
Indeed. Forgive us, but we must take our leave. Farewell.
Akbatal and the rest town are now safely evacuated. I am certain we can rely...
A result to be proud of.
I'm not risking my life for a reason.
My back's so stiff.
Lots to do. Precious little time.
Lots to do. And precious little time.
I'm near enough.
I dare say I could forget.
Ox carts aren't operating anymore, are they? 'Tis perfectly understandable, albeit rather inconvenient.
Will the day ever come when we might... to employ one again? That went as well as we might have hoped. Let us cast our eyes about and analyze the situation.
Ah, I remember you. What brings you to the encampment? 'Tis a miracle you're still alive, though I dare say that's true of all of us. Oh? You believe we ought to evacuate? Well, you've traveled far indeed to deliver these tidings. Farther, I dare say, than anyone would go for the sake of an idle jest. If we must leave, we shall have to begin preparations at once. But I think we're a bit short on hands to attend to all that must be done. In fact, there's a rather delicate matter that I could use some help with. A blacksmith and his wife dwell on the encampment outskirts. Might you escort them here, so that they can join the evacuation. The smith, Gustava, is a man of good sense, but as for his wife... well, suffice to say, Cleuna has always been a contentious sort. She'd have naught to do with us, given the choice, and isn't likely to take kindly to the arrival of any of my knights on her doorstep. I can only hope that she will be more willing to listen to you, a third party, as 'twere. And while you're taking care of that, I will see to it that the encampment is made ready to depart with all due haste.
Ah, I remember the blacksmith and his lady wife well. I only hope we can convince them to join the evacuation.
There's no great shock to me.
Ah, I'll take that. We might find a use for it. We are under attack! That was a skillful bit of feeling. You do your vocation proud.
You'll not live to regret this!
high ground when fighting on an incline. We can't have our foes using it against us.
My curative magics are at your disposal. Wait a moment.
I must admit that it feels wonderful to strike through.
Dare I say it? We trounced our foe, well and true.
No doubt this triumph will spur us into the next. It would not be unwelcome for an ally to appear to us.
We must let them fight forward, whatever our discovery. Easily done. Methinks we could move this boulder if we work together.
A firm push is what's needed here. While in another world, I happened upon a treasure chest rather close by here. Perhaps I could show you the way. Flawless execution. Would that we might always be so in step, eh?
Battle is best avoided here.
Well now, whatever brings you here? These are perilous times to be wandering about. You'd have us evacuate with the encampment? I am touched by your kindness, friend, but we'll manage on our own. I couldn't bear to be...
Now, I'll hear none of that. I'll see you to safety, my dear, come hell or high water. Besides, I should hope this good soul has earned your trust by now. Helped me out of a tight spot on more than one occasion, if you'll recall. After all that goodwill and the long trek out here to warn us, we'd seem mighty ungrateful, turning our back on another helping hand extended only in kindness.
Oh, very well, my love, if you insist. It seems we'll be accepting your offer after all, friend. Would you be so kind as to escort us to our destination?
Let us see our charges to the encampment. But be mindful, the path seems much changed since last we walked it. Outstanding. Ah, so you pinched something from our bow. That's crafty of you.
Furthermore, ours is a party of women, by and large.
And yet, no two of us are the same.
I suppose we might as well gather what we can. Here we go again.
You've a knack for drawing the enemy, Arisen.
By your leave.
You're welcome to take whatever you like from my pack, Master. I'd gladly see you put what I find to good use.
What does this say?
It couldn't hurt to take a peek.
I'll collect that. You needn't trouble yourself.
Well, here we are. How long before the evacuation begins, I wonder?
Would you find Ser Ernesto and tell him we've arrived? Let him know that we'll wait here till the time comes.
Sir, I implore you to reconsider. Surely you can see that the situation is dire.
How many times must I say it? I'll not be ordered about. Not by ye, not by anyone. Now bugger off and leave me alone.
Ah, good. You're back. I'm afraid there's another matter for which I must beg your assistance. It concerns the fellow I was just speaking with. Sir Lamond, his name is. The man's something of a regular at our hot springs. I sought him out to tell him of the evacuation, but he has flatly refused to join us. I must confess, I'm at a loss as to how I might convince him. Could I prevail upon you to try your hand? At this point, methinks anything I say will fall on deaf ears.
Sir Lamond is as mighty as 100 soldiers. 'Twould be reassuring to have his aid. Shall we speak with him?
'Tis as you say.
Well met, sir. How might I be of service?
I'm off. Can't afford to get sloppy.
Greetings. Its healing waters draw upon the volcano. Do come again.
Fancy meeting ye here, cuz. Did you want something? Not this again. I'm here to live my life as I see fit. I'll not be ordered about by anyone. Not even ye. Oh, bollocks. Of course ye'd make a decent request like that. Aye, fine. I'll do it. Seeing as ye're the one asking. Can't say I'll be glad to leave this place behind, but you've my word. I'll get them to safety.
He seems to have acquiesced. Sir Ernesto will be thrilled to hear it, I'm sure.
Indeed, you are correct.
You're no soldier, are you? I'd not recommend camping. You'll awake neath a blanket of ash. I can give you a roof over your head at least.
All
Always a pleasure.
I am honored to be called to your side, Arisen.
I cannot thank you enough for all you've done. We shall fare much better on the road with Sir Lamont's arm to defend us. 'Twill be slow going, mind. We have wounded whom we must accommodate. Yet, come what may, I swear to see them all to safe harbor.
People of Volcanic Island are evacuated. May they make it through the impending... Right you are.
I'm nodding off where I'm use.
You're no soldier, are you? I'd not recommend camping. You'll await neath a blanket of ash. I can give you a roof over your... at least. Always a pleasure.
Must hold out till someone comes. This headache's driving me up the wall.
Oh, could use a rest.
Lo! A ballista!
Ha ha! I can think of all manner of uses for a contraption such as this. 'Tis a surprise to behold yon statue again. I thought it destroyed.
Behold! It moves! Though what impelled it, I cannot say.
Go forth, Talos. May you strike down any dragon in your path.
The statue can be moved. It does not appear poised to attack us. Let us keep watch for the time being.
You see, Arisen? We have naught to fear from any overgrown lizard.
I don't understand. What happened?
Talos walks. Ah.
You're a welcome sight, Arisen. As ever, I'm yours to command.
Behold! The red clouds are receding!
Did the pawn within impel the statue to action? My talents lie in combining materials, and I'll use those in my possession to craft things for you and my...
Now here's out of interest. A ballista.
This could grant us an edge in battle, if we use it well.
I see you do not relent. Your persistence is most intriguing. What is it that impels you, I wonder? Alas, would that the world had not come to this. For I am certain that your tale would have been a glorious one. Yet, 'twas not to be. You need only cast your gaze upward to glimpse the futility of your defiance.
Fancy a gander? I find good.
'Tis a mechanism for hauling freight, and it looks as if it could bear a significant load.
Shall we hop on? We need to let our feet do all the work.
Then I shall remain by your side.
Might I be of assistance?
It's about time we pressed on, wouldn't you say, Master?
Master, watch out!
I don't know about you, Master, but I'm worn out. Mightn't we have a rest before pressing on?
Gone from bad to worse.
Sit down. I can use some help.
My curative magics are at your disposal. Wait right there.
When enraged, this creature is capable of calamitous strength. We ought not to provoke it. How are we meant to attack it without triggering it?
Thank you, friend. I dread to think what might have become of me had you not happened along when you did. This place does not have long left, I fear. We ought to get to safety. Though I'd gladly accompany you, believe me. But the others here? Well, suffice to say, they won't be able to join us. Follow me. You'll see what I mean.
A door of sturdy make. 'Twill be impossible without the key.
Be on the lookout.
'Tis a jail of sorts, this place. A compound where we set captured pawns to work. They were supposed to be digging up old ruins or some such. I confess, I don't know all of the ins and outs of the operation. Underlings like myself were given orders, and little else, you see. Well, here you have it. They've been like this for a month straight now. They refuse to leave. You might as well try talking to a wall. You'd have more luck. I know they don't die like we do, but it seems cruel to abandon them here, all the same. I never wanted to be here, you know, taking part in all of this. The enslavement of pawns doesn't sit well with me. I suppose that's why I can't bring myself to leave them behind. Either that, or the current state of the world helps to put things in perspective. At any rate, I've tried everything I can think of to get them out, but naught's done any good. I'm at rather a loss.
The command came a month ago or more. We are to remain here, and so we remain.
I implore you, Arisen. Take me with you.
So they're staying here because they were ordered to remain. And they told you that, did they? Strange. I couldn't get a word out of them. I wonder why they saw fit to speak with you. But never mind that. More importantly, you've given me an inkling of the problem at hand. It was the Overseer's doing, methinks. When the world changed, that craven up and ran for his life. But on his way out, he used that artifact they call the God's Way to command the pawns to protect him. I expect that order of his is what the pawns were referring to. But why would they continue to obey when the man is long gone? Unless... Listen, friend. I've a thought. What say you have a look around and see what you can turn up? If the Overseer's command is indeed still in effect, it could be that he is lurking somewhere not far from here. Use that key to have a look around. It should open any doors you come across. Best keep your eyes peeled for the Overseer as well. I have a feeling he's still lurking about here somewhere.
We've a key to hand, as I recall.
Shall we try it on the door? So, the pawns were being held here by the power of this godsway. Now they ought be free to make good their escape.
Aptly. Said.
Well met, sir. A fine place to harvest some ingredients.
I say, we collect as much as we can carry. It takes a strange ilk to elect to dwell in such hinterlands as these.
'Tis a lonely place, to be sure.
So, there was naught left of the Overseer but bones, eh? I'll wager he thought to take the pawns with him to the grave. He always was a spiteful old goat. At any rate, I'm well grateful for your aid, friend. Now that the pawns are on their feet, methinks I can get them to safety. I only hope they'll heed my words as they have yours. But I'm not worried. I'll find a way to reach them in time, no doubt. My word! Isn't this the Godsway? With this, I'll be able to guide the pawns to the refuge without delay. Now there's no chance of any of them being left behind. Seems I've no end of things to thank you for, my friend. I appreciate all you've done here. I'll get the pawns to safety, don't you worry.
With this, their evacuation is all but assured. Godsways are loathsome artifacts, but I suppose they have their uses.
A result to be proud of.
And here we are, in the blink of an eye. Shall we take stock of our surroundings?
Since times of eld, dragon blood has been used to refine all manner of equipment. I myself learned the art by deciphering ancient texts. Remember, draconic blood flows through the veins of lesser drakes as well. Bring me what ye reap, and I shall harness it to your benefit. Then I bid ye farewell, and safe travels.